Hi everyone, thanks so much for watching. Today's video is all around buy term invest the difference. And again, this is probably not a new concept for anyone who is watching. However, if you are new to our software or just looking at us for the first time, again, we do have a 30-day free trial, so do sign up free. There's no credit card on sign up, so there's no risk we can charge you. Again, use this, create all your presentations, save time in Excel, and make a lot more money selling insurance. I'm going to log into my account. This is the Premier account. I have a few extra bells and whistles on mine, but again, this is our top level package. Again, the whole idea of our software is you can compare any different products. All those comparisons that you make are saved. There's even a little bit of a CRM component where you can mine your block of business and get opportunities and things like that, as well as our needs analysis tools. Now, today's video is focused on buy term invest the difference. So in the sake of brevity, I've actually prepared a case where I'm just preparing a Sun Life whole life participating plan against an existing term 10 plan. But again, keep in mind this sort of concept can be used with any sort of term product, whether it's new, whether it's term 10, term 20, existing, or maybe even you just want to compare the difference of even a UL or something like that. Now, what you will see is to execute this new feature of the site, again, within any sort of cash value product, in this case I've got this whole life plan, you can see, as always, you can go in and edit the plan details, and this is where you traditionally have gone in and changed the name. Now, at the very bottom, you'll see there is an invest the difference plan. Now, I only have one other plan on this, but for instance, if I did have a term 20 in this comparison, I'd be able to select whichever data I want the difference between the whole life and the term plan invested against. So I'm going to say the term 10, and then I'm going to click save. But again, keep in mind you can kind of customize this with whatever you want. Now, the other thing I always note is that you don't necessarily have to use it in your presentation. Some people present only a whole life. They don't necessarily want to compare it to a term. You could still hide this product but still use the data from it. Now, the only other thing I will point out is that just make sure when you go down into the report components as a new component, you want to put in that buy term invest the difference. And I'm actually going to clean up a little bit of my report here and get rid of some of the components. And really what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on that sum of premiums, again, versus that kind of the cash value in the plans. So I'll get rid of a few of these different components. Let's generate the report and take a look at what it looks like. So again, just make sure you do select buy term invest the difference, and that first you've actually told it which plan you want it to use the difference in premium against. Okay, perfect. So our report has been created. Again, it only took us a couple seconds here. It's branded with our logo. It's got our client name, in which case is also my presented name because I'm making this one on myself. Again, we've got our mission statement, our premium schedule. Now, again, we have a lot of cash value in different charts, but really what I wanted to show is basically with this metric, and again, what we're looking at here is the sum of premiums, is we're saying, look, we have a deposit difference here that we could have invested and put in the market. Again, as those term renewals come, the difference that we actually have to deposit is less and less until in fact it's actually there's a surplus there. So what we're going to look at here in our invested difference is if we took that excess basically that money that we're not putting in the whole life and we put it in the market, what would that turn out to be? And you can see, for a little bit, again, we do have more money than in that insurance plan, but it doesn't take very long when some of those 10-year, at 5 years we hit one of those renewals because it's an existing plan. 15-year, again, you can see it taking another dive because, again, we're hitting some of those guaranteed renewals here. And again, at 20 years, we actually stop paying for that par policy, so you'll see another little dip there. Now, again, we can see that this strategy, actually, we'd be better off with the whole life cash value. Now, again, we can also compare things like insurance benefits because, again, there's going to be a little bit of an insurance benefit difference, obviously, here, too, that, even if we invest the difference, at some point, this insurance is not getting greater than $1 million. It does expire. This one has grown. But again, great kind of report component to really show, even if you invest the difference. Now, again, just to really show really quickly, again, we could go back and we might, be dealing with a CA and they would say, my client's never going to take these guaranteed renewals. It's a great opportunity to add, say, another term product in here, and I'll just show you again how you might even refine this and say, look, I'm going to look for 10-year term. This time, though, again, even in a best-case scenario, we're going to say that, we're going to reissue this term. So again, I can add this to the case with the guaranteed renewals. I'm going to add it as a reissue. Again, I could also lapse it on the last guaranteed one, but I'm just going to leave it again. We can still kind of look at that. And just to go through this one more time, maybe as a reissue and see, even in the best-case scenario, I stay healthy. How's that going to play out? So again, I don't necessarily have to use this one. I've added a new product just to show you I can go in here, and then I'm just going to say the reissued term 10. and use that one as the premium deposit difference from. So again, hope this makes it a lot faster for you to put together some of these, what I would more say is an objection metric. So again, some of you may use this on every case, but it's a great strategy when showing kind of the value of that, that permanent product. So again, I'm going to go through my report. We see different premium deposit, especially at that year 30, where again, some people might say let's lapse it. Again, I've put in that last guaranteed renewal because at some point you're going to be too old to issue it. And again, even if we look at it by term invest the difference, again, sharper line, but again, we're still better off with that whole life plan. Because again, one, we stopped paying premiums here at 20 years, so there is really, again, those term premiums keep going on, whereas the whole life ones don't. And again, we have that strong cash value. So again, the difference that we'd actually have deposited, is a lot less drastic, especially over time. So again, that's our buy term invest the difference. Again, as I say, if you haven't signed up yet, definitely sign up free. Start your 30-day free trial. If you're on the Elite or the Pro package, again, happy to talk to you about upgrading. Thanks so much for watching.